What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another MLB The Show franchise. We are back again with our very own Pittsburgh Pirates here on the official episode number 1 of the franchise. If you guys did miss the last episode, that was the prologue entering into the series, talking about some of the moves, some of the players that we added, some of the high hopefuls, some of the not so high hopefuls, and what is going to be, hopefully, one of the better franchises that we have created in recent history. And before we get into things, if you guys do enjoy today's video, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more amazing content, because only you, that is right, only you can make a difference for today's channel, so your support is greatly appreciated. And with that being said, guys, let's get into today's video. Today we are going to be taking on the Minnesota Twins in a spring matchup. This one here is set to be a good one, as we do have the lineups right in front of us. Taking a look at our Pittsburgh Pirates, we do have Oneil Cruz leading things off, Liover Peguero, Andrew McCutchen, Jack Sawinski, Michael A. Taylor, Rowdy Tellez, Jared Triolo, Endy Rodriguez, and Austin Meadows rounding things out. So if you guys did miss the last episode, a couple guys were picked up in free agency. One of those guys is Austin Meadows, as we mentioned at the very bottom there. So trying to sample some things out, see how people go. This is a little more set to a closer starting season lineup. I don't want to say that this is going to be the starting lineup, because it absolutely has some guys that we are probably not going to be seeing in the major leagues or potentially in the starting lineup. So we will see how that plans out. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we do have a pitching matchup in hand, and that is going to be our guy Jared Jones is going to be taking the bump here in game number 1 of spring training. High hopeful top prospect in the organization, hoping to see what kind of sample size we can give him. He is going to be going up against the Minnesota Twins. Chris Paddack has already thrown 1 inning of work so far this spring. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into today's matchup. And we are officially here. Baseball is finally arrived, and it is time for some good old-fashioned Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. Here in the Grapefruit League Baseball, we are going to be taking on the Minnesota Twins. Top pitching prospect Jared Jones is going to be the guy on the mound today, set to face off against Chris Paddack and the Twins lineup. Chris Paddack is going to be the first guy out on the hill, as we mentioned earlier, the starting pitcher for him, hoping to have a pretty decent year. Former Padre, now over with the Twins, looking to get a nice full season in on their team. First batter he is going to be facing, welcome back, Oneil Cruz, after the injury here, looking to have a great spring, and he is going to start it off hot. That one is going to go into the left center gap. Buxton does cut it off, but it is going to lead for a double to begin the spring training campaign for the Pirates. Next batter up, Liover Peguero. He's going to hit this one to shortstop, and that is going to be an easy out to start things. Andrew McCutchen, next batter, he's going to slap this one opposite way. That is going to be hit well enough to tag up Oneil Cruz at third. We now have 2 outs with a runner at third in Oneil Cruz. Looking to get things going, Jack Sawinski, he's going to pop this one up. Lazy fly onto the foul territory. Third baseman makes the grab, and that is going to end the first inning. Chris Paddack gets out of the nice jam. The Pirates do get the one hit on Oneil Cruz's double. As we are going to move things right along, we have our guy Jared Jones looking at the scouting report. A top-notch fastball nearly humming in there at 100 miles an hour. A nice knockout slider and a pretty decent changeup to follow it. Looking to make an impression here in spring. First batter he's going to face is Eduardo Julian, and that one is going to be a lazy fly out to Triolo, the third baseman on the day, giving Cabrian Hayes a easy spring break right now. Then the next batter right back to Triolo. That's Alex Kirilloff. That is going to be a ground out. He has 2 quick outs to begin this one. Next batter, Royce Lewis. That one a slider tailing out of the zone. Tellez is there, and a nice 1-2-3 inning for Jared Jones to begin his spring campaign. first batter of the second. That's Michael Taylor. He's going to slap this one hard the other way, 105 miles an hour off the bat. Taylor collects his first hit of spring. He is now on first base. Rowdy Tellez can't keep up with the fastball. That's a fast strikeout for him. See you later. Next batter, Jared Triolo, hits this one on the ground, and that one is going to be a double play for the Twins. A twin killing ending double play right there. Byron Buxton would be the next batter. Gotcha. Goodbye. Can I help ya? Nah, just looking. Down he goes. Buxton is the first strikeout for Jared Jones. Next batter is Carlos Correa. He's going to ground out softly to the second baseman Peguero, and quickly we have 2 outs in the second. Jared Jones cruising right along. That one hit well, but nicely defensively stopped by Peguero, and again, a nice quick 1-2-3 inning for Jared Jones. Things having a good start for Jones. Pirates do have 2 hits entering into the third inning, hoping to get stuff going. We have the 8-9-1 guys. Endy Rodriguez is going to lead things off here. First swing for him. That one is hit well and drops just in front of the left fielder. That is going to be a base hit for Endy Rodriguez. Austin Meadows, next batter, swing and a miss at the changeup. Can't connect, off timing, down on one knee. That is the second strikeout for Chris Paddock. Taking a look at the pitch mix, you'll see the first fastball, then the slider nearing, and all of those pitches jumbled together, looking perfectly pretty much the same out of the hand from Paddock. A nice sequence, and talking about a nice sequence, back again is Cruz, and guess who's back? O'Neal, looking to get things going, sending the runner home, and that is an RBI double for the big guy. O'Neal Cruz notches his second hit of the day and his first RBI in spring. Next batter would be Peguero, and that nasty circle change getting the Pirates batters. Third strikeout for Paddock. Andrew McCutchen, he's going to get caught looking a little bit of a corner dot by Paddock. Gets 2 strikeouts, but does let up the 1 run as Cruz hits this one the other way, and off to the races we went. It is now 1-0 Pirates, looking good. Max Kepler, the 1-2, swing and a miss. Jared Jones starting to settle into his groove. That is strikeout number 2 as we take a quick look at the fastball damage. 97, 96, and then ramps it up at 99 to 99 again to get the strikeout. A little bit of extra guile from him, and this one looking just the same. Another high fastball, 96 I believe that one was, or 99 regardless. Jones striking him out. Third strikeout for Jones. This one, however, is going to find the shortstop hole. That is going to be a base hit for Trevor Larnach, as there is 2 outs in the third. First hit up allowed for Jones, and that one is going to be an easy ground out to O'Neal Cruz to end the third. And as we take a look at things moving forward, Jack Sawinski, 2-2 count to him. Sawinski not looking great. That changeup, this is now Pablo Lopez, but the changeup still reigning supreme. Michael Taylor, he's just going to glaze his eyes at this one. Caught looking, see you later. Pablo Lopez looking sharp. Rowdy Tellez, full count on him now. Swing and an ugly miss from Tellez. That's going to be another strikeout. Notched all 3 of them as we move into the next half of the inning. Michael Lorenzen is going to be the pitcher, recently signed by the Pirates this offseason. And the Pirates, that is going to O'Neal Cruz, who makes a quick play to start off Lorenzen's day. Michael Lorenzen, now the 3-2 count to Royce Lewis, just misses. That is going to be ball 4. That is the first base runner of the inning for the Twins, and he is going to go off to the races. A throw down by Davis, not in time. That is a stolen base by Royce Lewis. Turns the walk into what could be a double. Buxton now up. The 0-1 hits it hard to Triolo, but snags it over there at the hot corner. That is going to be 2 fast outs now. Correa, the 0-2, and Lorenzen gets him with the sweeping curve. That is going to be the inning. Nice work out of Lorenzen. Jared Triolo, next next batter up. He's going to tag this one perfectly. 108 miles an hour off the bat from Triolo. That is going to be a single for him. As we head deeper into this one, Endy Rodriguez, next guy up, soft liner to second. Is this going to be a double play? It is. That is another double play for the Twins, really getting that going for them. Austin Meadows, he tries his hand at the bat, but this one is going to be a lazy fly out to left field. Pretty nonchalant catch there. Nicely done. As the next pitcher for the Pirates, trying to keep a lot of rotation of things going on, we have Roncy Contreras, a struggling 2023, looking to bounce back. Everybody hoping that Rony can do what he thinks and what we know that he can have the potential to do. First batter is up, and that is going to be a nice ground out again. Ryan Jeffers to O'Neal Cruz. Cruz getting plenty of action in this one. Right back at him. That's going to be another ground out. First two batters grounded right into Cruz. That one into the shift a little more. Had it shifted for Kepler. Matt Wallner would be the next batter. 0-1 so far on the day. Make it 0-2. A nice first inning out of the pen for Roncy Contreras. As O'Neal Cruz, you guessed it, 3-for-3 today. What a start for O'Neal Cruz. Looking very sharp, very anxious to get back into baseball, as again missed that entire 2023 season pretty much due to the injury. As he is going to go and he is going to swipe the bag. Off to the races he goes. That one, taking a look at the StatCast numbers, almost 20 miles an hour he was able to get up to. The catcher had a decent pop time, but the throw a little low allows him to slide in there. Peguero going to struggle with the 96 mile an hour up and in fastball. That's going to take him looking. Next batter, Andrew McCutchen, hits this one hard on the ground. Well, more softly on the ground. Regardless, still a ground out. Jack Sawinski, next batter. They fear for him. They don't want him. That's going to be a walk. Runners at first and second now for Michael Taylor. That one, a little Ole throw. Cruz is coming home. The play at the plate, offline. No in time. It is now 2-0 for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Things are looking good here in the sixth inning, but not if you're Rowdy Tellez. That is a rowdy swing if I've ever seen one. Down he goes, but the Pirates do notch another one as we head Roncy Contreras yet again. Another ground out. Contreras looking decent so far. First four batters are going to be out. Eduardo Julian, next guy up, the 0-2. Swing and a miss. That's going to go past him. A strikeout for Contreras. He collects his first one of the spring. Next batter, Alex Kirilloff. Curveball. That one caught a little too much of the plate, and goodbye baseball. Over the bullpen, just under the scoreboard. A 400-foot jack for Alex Kirilloff. That is going to be his first one of the spring and the Twins' first run of the game to get them right on the board. Manager Baldelli is very happy about that one. As we take another look at this one, absolutely does not miss. Contreras hangs this one about belt high. He knew it as soon as it was off the bat. The slow trot, as there you see the trail. Very good swing by Kirilloff. As we try to move forward in this game, Royce Lewis, next batter, 2-2 count. And this one goes right up the middle. Peguero dives, cannot get there. He is not 7 foot, not going to make the reach. Cruz is going to take that one in. So back-to-back hits now. Byron Buxton, the 0-1. Runner tries to go, but this time Henry Davis or Endy Rodriguez says not today. That is going to end the inning, but not before the home run is notched, and it has cut the lead in half as we head into the later portions of this game. Seventh inning now, just the one run. Pirates with 7 hits, Twins only with 3. Contreras still remains out there. Vasquez hits this one hard the other way. That is at least going to be one. Meadows throws, cuts it off, not in time. That is going to be a double for Christian Vasquez. That is going to put him in scoring position with nobody out, and that is going to call to the bullpen. Recent reliever of the year 2015 brought him back. Welcome back, Mark the Shark Melanson. The bullpen is going to be having tides and waters just for the Shark Boy today, as swing and a miss, down he goes. Willie Castro. Melanson looking to hold the lead, a former big-time closer for the Pirates, now going to be in more of a setup middle relief role for us as we brought him back on the 1 year, and he's going to go back-to-back strikeouts to start his spring campaign. Good to see Melanson still has a little bit. And did I say back-to-back? How about the entire side? Claimed by the Shark, treading deep in the waters. Melanson is going to get out of it. Next inning up, swing and a miss for Peguero. Doesn't matter. That inning chocked full of nothing. Debbie Garcia is going to be the next guy, trying to give some of these guys that are kind of leaning both ways, some of these younger guys, some potential, as Triolo dives, can't get it. Cruz tries to make the throw, does not go for him. That is going to be a base hit. Next batter, this one going to get away from Rodriguez. That puts the runner at second. That is the tying run. Now it's second base. Nobody out. Debbie Garcia throws. Backhanded. Hello. Got excited. That is going to make the play out number one. Runner does advance to third base, however, with just the one out. Emmanuel Rodriguez is going to go right up the middle. That is going to tie the ball game late in this one. Bottom 8, and now pinch hitting former Pittsburgh Pirate. Pirate fans loved him. Carlos Santana, the 0-2. He's going to find a gap in the infield. That is going to be a base hit for Santana. It is now runners at first and second with just the one out. Now up Jose Miranda. This one hit softly. Tellez to Cruz. Back to the pitcher Garcia. They get out of the inning, but not before damage is done. The game is tied. We are heading into late innings of this one. We got 9. That one, Taylor is going to swing and miss. Down he goes. Next batter, Grandal, hits this one softly to the second baseman. Another easy ground out for them. 9th inning not looking good, and especially not with that swing. A swing and a miss. We look in the bottom of the 9, trying to get things to extra. Snag by Tellez. Debbie Garcia still in this one. Willie Castro, next guy. That is slapped. Meadows with a soft read. Does not get there in time. If he might have been able to read that a little bit better, things might have been a little different. Regardless, it is a base hit. Grandal cannot jump high enough on this one. That is going to put runners at first and second, but they try for 3. Cruz guns him down, and that is going to be an out. 2. Now we are just 1 out away from getting out of the jam, and yes, we do. Down goes Max Kepler from the slider. Debbie Garcia gets out of it. Jose Hernandez actually was the one replaced. That was Hernandez's slider. That is going to be the end of the inning. Moving on to extras with 1 out. Reynolds tries to get that extra base runner over to third. It does happen, but with 2 outs, O'Neal Cruz trying to get something going. He's had quite the day so far, but this one is not going to punch the ticket. That is going to make it bottom 10. Next batter, Jose Hernandez still out there against Matt Wallner. An easy ground out from Grandal. Things moving right along. Bottom 10, Larnack now 0-2. Can I help ya? Nah, just looking. Hernandez gets the punchy. Austin Martin, next batter up. Runner was at third base. Can they make the play at first? They can. And we are heading into the 11th inning. Hernandez still out there, that extra runner at third base. Carlos Santana is the hitter. This one hit on the ground to Cruz for an easy ground out, number 1. Next batter, Jose Miranda, the 0-2, slaps it the other way. Reynolds replaced late in this one for a pinch hitter. That is going to be a play at the plate, but not in time. That is going to be the ball game, a close one. Pirates let the lead slide. They were up 2-0 until the Twins scratch and clawed their ways back. It is a walk-off base hit for Jose Miranda against Jose Hernandez. That one, a decent pitch, but catches a little too much of the plate, slaps it the other way. Reynolds not able to react strong enough, doesn't have the strongest arm out there, and that is going to be the ball game, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned as we talk about some of the spring training moves before we head straight into the regular season. And taking a look at things now as the game is wrapped up, we're a little bit deeper in spring training, just so everybody is knowing. We're not going to be covering every single game that is going to be going on, but I do want to be talking about some of these moves, some of the stuff that has been happening. And one of the transactions that we did was acquire a little bit of bullpen help. Regardless, this guy's probably going to be around like that AAA Major League level. We're going to be kind of moving him in and out throughout the season, and that is Miguel Castro. Miguel Castro had a couple decent campaigns throughout his career, a guy that we definitely can see some upside on. He does have a decent sinker, slider, circle change combination. He is only 29 years old as well, so it is worth noting that the guy is a pretty decent arm, nothing too crazy, not a whole lot to talk about. We're going to be paying him $3.5 million into the season, and we are also going to be talking about the guys that we ended up getting rid of, and it really, in my opinion, was a pretty decent trade. Billy McKinney and Andres Alvarez, some guys that we didn't really have any use for. Some of the depth of this was just a little bit overbearing, especially for guys like Billy McKinney. We have a lot of decent outfield depth that I think we are going to be using over McKinney, where Miguel Castro can be a guy, as you can see in our bullpen, he's technically the third best arm. That doesn't mean that he is going to be our third best arm, but he is going to be a guy that we are going to be able to utilize a little more often than not. And now breaking into some of the guys that we've decided to call down. Some of these guys are going to be starting in AAA. Some of these guys are going to be starting in AA. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the bigger names, and we'll get into a little more of the details. Paul Skenes is going to be the first guy that we are going to be sending down. Obviously, Paul Skenes is one of the, if not the highest rated pitching prospect in baseball right now. 21 years old, 72 overall already. And that's kind of the reason why we're actually going to be sending him down. As much as I love Paul Skenes and I love the talent that he possesses, he did struggle a little bit in spring. He had 10 walks in 29.2 innings, not the greatest, and the whip was about 1.75. I would like to see that go down. I'm not paying too much attention to the ERA because that's not too crazy. The strikeout numbers were there. He did have a decent amount of strikeouts. We would like to see that go a little bit higher than that, but for the time being, first time really seeing some major league arms, I'm going to take that. I'm not going to be too upset about that, but Paul Skenes is going to be starting the season in AAA, much like he is in real life. Now, unlike the real life version of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Jared Jones did not have the spring training that we hoped for. Although in the game that you guys did see, he did throw 3 very solid innings. Jared Jones, since then, in the quick sims, in the quick manages, didn't do that great. 21 innings, 22 strikeouts, 10 walks, and a 10.78 ERA. And even if you want to try to move past ERA and you're more of a whip guy, no one likes a 2.38 whip as well. That's a little bit of a rough one. I think Jared Jones, out of all the guys we're going to be talking about, is a little more self-explanatory than not. As we move into the next guy trying to cruise things along, Luis Ortiz is going to be the next guy getting sent down. He is another guy that just really didn't have enough for me to kind of go off of. I'm hoping that later on down the line we can see these guys kind of progress deeper and deeper. I still like Luis Ortiz. He's only 25 years old. He didn't throw that many innings this spring, but I just don't think he really had enough potential, and I think there was a lot of better guys out there that we were able to go to for pitching depth this year. Next guy that we're going to be talking about sending down, Yasmani Grandal. Now, Grandal is, in my opinion, the third catcher on this team. Now, the reason, I might be wrong. I'm not the owner. I'm not Bob Nutting, so do not crucify me. But I do think Grandal was more or less signed just to kind of fill in that gap for Endy Rodriguez. Obviously, Rodriguez out for the entire year for the Pirates, so we brought in Grandal. Our franchise, however, Endy Rodriguez is going to be as healthy as ever, so that is the reason that Grandal is going to be getting sent down. Next up is going to be shortstop and young talented rookie Seung-Jae Chang. I believe I might have pronounced that right. If I pronounced it wrong, I'm sorry. I do like Chang. He didn't do horrible in spring. The 234 was a little bit lackluster. He was off to a hot start in spring, and then he kind of just ended up trickling down. He's only 22. We have a lot of middle infield depth, so a guy like Chang, I would rather take the time to develop this guy in the minor leagues than try to rush him up into the majors. Now this one, a little self-explanatory. Corey Lee is going to be getting sent down as well. Again, talking about depth in catching, he's more along the lines of our fourth catcher in this franchise. Now, this is obviously a lot of, we talked about this before whenever we did acquire him. Lee isn't going to really be a guy that you're going to be seeing a lot of, but he can play some other positions. He did have a decent spring training, so that is something to be hopeful. But just right now, I don't think the organization really has a spot for him, and I'm not really trying to be the guy that is forcing a 60 overall on the team. Meanwhile, Martin Perez, this one might be a shocker to some people. We are deciding to move Martin Perez down. He is going to start the season in AAA. I don't really like it that much, but as you can see, the 40-man, when we were doing this move, we had 27 of the 26 rosters, so we had to make a move for somebody. We had so many pitchers, and we have so many guys, and I didn't show it, but guys like Marco Gonzalez and Quinn Priester, they really, really shined this spring, and they ended up pretty much buying the jobs. We were talking about guys like Paul Skenes in the last episode and Jared Jones being very high on those guys to make the starting day roster, and Quinn Priester kind of was just like waving in the background saying, hey, hi, I'm here, guys, and sure enough, he did very well, and for that reason, he is going to be a part of the roster. And as you look at the roster, this is a very rough look at the starting pitching and the bullpen, but we are going to break it down. We do have Mitch Keller, Michael Lorenzen, Johan Oviedo, Marco Gonzalez, Quinn Priester in the starting rotation. I don't think it's too bad. Priester has a lot to prove. Hopefully Marco Gonzalez can show me what he did in spring training as well. And we take a look at the bullpen. Bailey Falter is going to be that long relief pitcher. He's also going to be that guy that might slot in if I want to swap some people around. Marco Gonzalez or Quinn Priester, maybe they start struggling in the starting role. We could give that option to Bailey Falter before we end up wasting an option and calling somebody up. At the same sense, that is the reason why Ryan Baruki is going to be remaining in the bullpen as well. He didn't have a horrible spring, but it definitely wasn't the best, and there were a couple guys, as you can see, we did not bring up Miguel Castro because Ryan Baruki was out of options, and I'm going to be honest, I like him, and he's a lefty. He's decent enough for us to use. The potential might not be there, but I'm hoping he can have a decent outing. If not, we'll pass him through waivers. We'll try. For the rest of the guys, Hernandez, Moretta, Melanson, Holderman, Chapman, Bednar, all them fun guys. Obviously, they were going to be making it. A lot of these guys, I think everybody didn't really expect any difference of change to them, so that is where they are going to be standing for the season. As we take a look at the spring training, the depth chart, in the looks of things, I like it. It's not the best lineup. We still got some work. We still got some guys to be talking about. I'm still not the biggest fan of our first base problems. I think we got some issues to address there before the season is over. Michael Taylor is going to be the center fielder, followed by his corner guys is Sawinski in left field. Brian Reynolds is going to be in right. We talked about that in the last episode, moving Sawinski to left, Reynolds to right, and allowing Taylor to be the starting center fielder this year. I think that fits a little bit better for the team's formula. I'm a little scared of having Sawinski and or Reynolds in center field, as I just think Taylor, a Gold Glover previously in his former campaigns, I think can provide a lot of opportunities for this team. As we look at the infield, Cabrian Hayes is going to be the starting third baseman. Second baseman, O'Neal Cruz. Platooning at second base is going to be Jared Triolo against the righties and Ji-Hwan Bae against the lefties. I know that sounds weird, but Ji-Hwan Bae actually hits better against lefties in this game, so we're going to let it ride. Rowdy Tellez is going to be the first baseman, also platooning with Connor Joe for the same exact reason. Tellez hits better against the righties, where Connor Joe hits better against the lefties, for those that are confused as to what platooning is. And obviously the DH for the Pittsburgh Pirates of the 2024 season is going to be none other than the guy himself, Andrew McCutchen. God love him. He's going to be one of the guys, one of those key pieces that we really need in the team, that morale boost, everything like that. Franchise or not, he's a guy that you want to have on your team. Catching on this one, again, is the two top guys in the organization as far as catching goes. Henry Davis and Andy Rodriguez, two highly touted prospects last year. Obviously, both of them got called up. A lot of opportunities for them, and we are excited to see where they land. Talking about exciting prospects, we are taking a look real quick at where, before the regular season starts, where some of these prospects rank. So as you can see, we're only going to be talking about a couple of these guys. Jackson Holliday obviously is the first prospect of the season for the Orioles. He's that top guy at 20 years old. He's going to be starting the Major League roster. Followed right behind him is the 18-year-old catching prospect Ethan Salas. He's going to be starting in Single A. Paul Skenes, our guy, is going to be the third guy. Pittsburgh Pirates have decided to put him in the AAA slot there. As we move into some other guys in our roster, we have a couple guys that are exciting to be talking about. Next one is going to be Tamar Johnson. He is going to be ranking at number 17, where Jared Jones is going to be ranking in that number 30 spot. Followed behind him is in the number 80 spot, Anthony Saul-Lamedo. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are excited for some of these young prospects, let me know how I did on my roster. Let me know if you guys agree with the moves, sending some of these guys down, bringing them up. I know spring training doesn't matter too much with the stats, but you still have to go off of something, and we were trying to see where some of our guys stand, because obviously there's a lot of talent on this team. So let me know, who are you the most excited to see? Are you excited to see a guy like Jared Jones hopefully come up through the roster, maybe Paul Skenes, or maybe you're more keen on a guy like Tamar Johnson? Who knows? Let me know down in the comments below. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye-bye.